ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is my sworn duty and necessary evil to have to introduce South Florida's Mr. Folk, Michael Stock.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Poe, you seem a little bit upset about having to
Do I
introduce
seem
me.
hostile, Mr. Stock?
Is there any problem?
Me? Well, a little bit. Yeah, I have a few things on my mind that I'd like to get off my chest.
Well, before you get them off your chest,
Sure.
maybe I should introduce you. Mr. Alan Poe, who's no pleasure of mine introducing him either today, is my co-host, co-host Edgar Allan Poe IV. And so get it off your chest. What is your problem?
Well, Mr. Stock, I guess we should let the cat out of the bag, maybe for the audience, that we do tape some of these shows in groups. We lump them together, and we do, well, actually a month's worth of shows all in one shot. So last week's show, well, there was a little something missing from last week's show.
It was a good show, wasn't it?
No, I find it rather tedious myself. Now, I was late, and you knew I was late. I was doing a show on WDNA. Which you used to do with me. Michael Stock used to do the show with me on DNA like we do this show together, but he was kicked off for being a troublemaker. So we'll get into that a little bit later.
Well, you still do your show on
I
DNA.
still do it, and I was just doing it this morning. And,
as of this moment, I'm not allowed to be at WDNA, but, I don't mind. It's neither here nor there. I'm going to the board of directors and appeal their decision. But, Alan, you still do a show.
Yes.
And it just so happened this past week, the taping of the show, that DNA was mentioned in a page article in New Times, and apparently you'd like to comment on it.
Yeah, but I'd like to continue with this diatribe, if I may.
Well,
we
before
talked
you
on
do
the
that,
phone. I
before you
said
do
that
that-
Deanie Newman, our resident psychic. at
Alan, before you
WDNA.
continue, can I please introduce our guests of today's program?
Okay, sure.
In the studio is actually two guys who perform together kind of regularly. Together they're without Seymore, but sitting across from me is Oscar Herrera, the man in black today.
Hi.
Hi, Oscar. And also you're the guitarist for the group.
Right.
And then we have Steve Sneeden, who, am I correct, you're the mastermind of the group? You're the brain of the group?
No, I'm the gravy.
You're the gravy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the meat and potatoes.
Okay, we'll get to you in a moment, okay? The group
Wait a
call
minute,
themselves...
but today they're not Seymore.
Today
they
they're
usually
without.
are, but today they are Seymore.
No, they are without Seymore
Well,
today.
they're
We-
still
we are
without
without
Seymour.
Seymour.
Sans Seymore.
Seymour's still not here.
No,
No.
he may
Seymour's
not
not
ever
here.
be.
Where is he?
I think they found him somewhere in the Ozarks. So he was sighted out there recently, but
Hanging
that's
out
the
with a
last
fellow
sighting.
named Godot, I assume.
Theater joke. Good.
I'm getting in a better mood already. let me get this off. Let me get this out before I just
Alan
escape
wants
into
to,
frivolity altogether. It's his folk and frivolity, it says on the thing.
Well, I'll give you a couple minutes. You want to blow some steam
Well,
now,
yes.
or-
I talked to you on the phone. I said Deanie Newman, to those of you who don't know, Deanie Newman is a psychic on WDNA. She talks about metaphysical matters. I did an Elvis tribute once, and she said Elvis was alive, and so we talked about maybe getting him on the show.Maybe you can get him on this show. We'll see. I'll
Your
have to
time
talk
is
to
running out
Deanie
now.
about
Can you
this.
please-
Anyway, you knew that I told you that she hadn't shown up. I found out that she is also off the air.
Dina Newman is off the
you
air?
have that in common. In fact, you were
That's
criticizing your
amazing.
show just last week, and apparently others must have shared your opinion because she's not on. The only trouble was they didn't get a replacement for her. So I was at
So
the
Alan
station.
Poe was late, and I did the show. So with any luck, I'll be doing the show by myself from now on.
Let's face it, Mr. Stock, you booked an extra guest, and so you just rushed into doing the show before I could get here so you could get the 3 people you had on here instead of having an extra person, right?
I was
Despite the
hoping
fact-
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
It's hard to notice that somebody else was sitting in this chair, despite the fact that my guest, the beautiful Dalal, the belly dancer, who I'd gotten on the show to compete with people who sit there with a channel changer, a cable, and they're looking for that Charlie's Angels rerun, figured they'd see our belly dancer and stop right here. But
A wonderful decision.
so what happens? The guy taking my place starts schmoozing with her after the show. Oh, they're talking about belly dancing.
So that's
Oh,
what you're
Middle
upset
Eastern
about.
stuff.
Okay, I
Great.
get you.
And not only that, but there's another thing. I called an agent. Apparently, like somebody called me at the station and said an agent had been trying to get in touch with me. Tom Becker used to be with another guy who's no longer at WDNA, who's sort of persona non grata at WDNA.
Are you going anywhere with this? Can we...
Yeah, well, I thought it turns out I had a second callback for a McDonald's commercial where I could have been the chicken in a chicken and the egg commercial. They're arguing about which comes first, the chicken or the egg. So on top of everything else, I could have been the McDonald's chicken. I thought, a nationwide spot. Could have lived off that commercial for a year.
But you blew it.
Well, but I just found out from the other guest, the TV actor,
Benson.
the commercial actor, that it was only a local spot in Pittsburgh. So
Oh, okay.
I feel better already.
Well, and I thank you for. Are you finished? I hope so. Yes, you are. Can we get to our guest, please?
Yeah.
This is called New Traditions. Right before we go to our guest, excuse me, without Seymore, for one more moment, we have to talk about our T-shirts. We do have a segment every week where we wear a T-shirt, different T-shirts, and we ask you to please share with us your T-shirts, preferably new, so we could wear them on the air and promote whatever you want to promote or share. And today, this is a great shirt I'm wearing today. This is a local shirt. The Sunshine Jazz Organization is in South Florida, and they are a local jazz organization. If I can do this real quick. I mean, can you get the back of my shirt there? Yeah, I love jazz, and there's a phone number. Okay, 696-0805. I told them I'd do this if they gave me the shirt. So please, if you like jazz, please get in touch with them. And Alan, what does your shirt say?
Gee, Mr. Stock, I had to, this was a shirt was a gift too. I don't know exactly where it came from, but I know I never bought it. But this is for the children that may be watching. We've got a little scene from Alice in Wonderland. We've got the bunny rabbit here and the caterpillar, I believe, over here, and he's smoking a hookah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that
Thank
nice?
you. Thank you.
Isn't that
We
nice?
want your T-shirts. So please send us your T-shirts, care of sending me your T-shirts, cable tap here at New Traditions at the WLRN studios. We will have an address at the end of the show, so please send anything you got. And now to business. Without Seymour's in the studio. Hi, guys.
Where?
Hi.
Hi. Now, are you an acoustic act? How do you classify what you do?
We gave it a name the last. What was it?
Heavy acoustic?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I
Heavy
guess
acoustic?
Heavy acoustic.
Okay.
It bounces back and forth what we call ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's just go right into something. I imagine you do all original material.
Yeah.
Finally. Hey,
Yeah.
This is called New Traditions, the program, where we ask someone to do traditionally oriented music, but it has to be new. It has to be original, and finally we have someone to do. Do you do any traditional songs, any old songs?
We don't know any old songs. We only know our own songs.
You only know old songs.
Right now we're only performing one cover, which is an Elton John song. And
Famous folk artist.
Selling out. You're selling out, huh?
Yeah, we're selling out.
We also do every now and then an a cappella version. Well, I don't want to
We did
mention
it
that too. Yeah. A song from Herrera.
Yeah.
Hi.
Frank
Good.
Mills.
All right, so I'll tell you, let's hear a sample of your music, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, this first one's called America's for Sale.
America's for sale, put your money down. America's for sale, put your money down. Sailors running till there's nothing left. America's for sale. America's for sale, put your money down. America's for sale, put your money down. Sailors running till we're red as hell. Come on and ring the bells. You got the cash, I'm sure we can work it out. Easy payment plan is what we're all about. So don't leave here empty-handed. America's for sale. America's for sale. Put your money down. America's for sale. Put your money down. Liberty is on the auction block. America's for sale. You see something that you might like for your army. If you don't see it here, it might have been sold to your enemy. So hurry up, your rivals are landing. America's for sale. The fever's hit and they're all running to the market. First come, first served, and all these shiny rockets. Here, let me give you a bigger bag. America's for sale. America's for sale. Put your money down. America's for sale. Put your money down. The sailor's running till there's nothing left. America's for sale. America's for sale. Put your money down. America's for sale. Put your money down. Sailors running till we're red as hell. Come on and ring the bells. America's for sale. America's for sale. America's for
Wonderful.
Very good.
That was great. You guys, it looks like you really work hard. I mean, the veins popping at it, and your throat gets sore. Do you-
Dynamic tension.
That's the whole thing. You know, seeing a live music, you're privy to all sorts of things you just don't get on the record,
Like bulging veins.
bulging veins, straining for those high notes, losing control of your pick.
That was
That's
planned.
true.
That's planned improvisation.
Oh, yeah.
To make it look spontaneous.
Yeah, go for the loose feeling.
We actually kind of go for a sort of calculated unprofessionalism here on the show ourselves.
Yeah, we saw that. I can understand.
Is it really noticeable? Something like that?
Well, to train professionals like ourselves,
see.
yeah.
Which part is noticeable, the unprofessionalism or the calculated?
I think it's the toys on the counter. That's a big giveaway.
How do we get to win one of those?
Well, we
I
have
want
a
this
drawing
package
at the.
of gel here.
That's in case there's a little, things get a little slow and we need a sort of an audio-visual part. This is our psychedelic
it's sort of like a
effect.
lava light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
Groovy.
We'll do that while you're singing.
do White
Pretty
Rabbit.
cool, man. Huh?
I think my favorite is the flipper
learn how
clad
to flute.
Cupie.
Oh, come on, let's get some order here. Come on, guys, settle down. This is a TV
Hey,
show.
yeah.
So,
Let's get serious.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Now you guys are called Without Seymore. Is that the name of? Well, how'd you come up with that name, Without Seymore?
We used to be with Seymore, then he left, and then we were without
The
him.
name stuck. I guess you like the group better without Seymore.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't
Oh, yeah.
we haven't called him back. Or we would have named ourselves Let's Get Seymour Back.
Yeah, he had filthy habits and everything. See, we used to live in an apartment together when we first started out. We had high aspirations for music and everything. And this guy was like a total slob.
Yeah, he was into a heavy rock and roll lifestyle, television's out the window and exploding waterbeds.
And as you can see, we're kind of
Did he play the drums?
low key. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
But he had no rhythm. I don't have any rhythm, but I
So
don't
why
play
was he in the
anything,
group
so
in the
it's
first
okay.
place?
Because we were friends.
He had drums.
Oh, yeah,
And he paid a third of the rent, and and
He said, "Can you play him?" Well, no, but I can learn. Oh, great.
And I'll pay a third of the rent.
Did he write any songs with you?
yes, but we never used them.
So this is fascinating. So where is Seymore now?
He was with Godot,
Man,
wasn't
we
he?
covered that.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, how'd you know there was a theater?
He's very
He's
transient.
an ex-theater person.
Oh, you're in the theater.
I'm now out of theater.
I was very impressed with these guys. I knew right away I was going to like these guys because they'd heard of me. They were abreast of my career.
We read all
on
your
this
books.
You
stage.
wrote The Raven, didn't you?
He said, "We'd heard that name before." I said, "High school English class."
There was a whole week of movies based on your book once I saw with Vincent Price.
So
yeah, great stuff.
it's becoming clear to me that when you guys are not performing, you have other interests in your life.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
So what do you do when you're not playing?
working.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess, do you want to share? Is it private, or you want to share with us what you do when you're
You
not?
start off. Your jobs are always very interesting.
Well,
Jobs.
Yeah, he's had like 300 jobs.
Holding one?
let's see.
What's the latest? The
yeah,
last?
Well, the last one I did was actually an acting job for the Historical Museum of South Florida. No, actually, the last job I had was jury duty, but that doesn't quite count. That's not
Pays real
voluntary,
well.
really. Yeah, $30 a day. Yeah. The last job I had was acting in a one-man play for the Historical Museum for kids in South Florida. But immediately before that, you ever been in a shopping mall where you see this guy with like foam airplanes and he throws them and they go in
Yeah,
loops?
sure.
Well, I did that, and that was right before
Well,
that.
that takes some skill for
Yeah.
you.
You threw that airplane.
Yeah,
Wow,
many,
that's
many,
pretty good.
many
I
times.
wondered how-
He did it for 2 months and made $16,000.
Now the IRS is going to track me down.
So you sold them? You didn't do much selling. All you do was
No,
throwing.
well, it
Scene,
wasn't.
you
It
made
was
all
a
that
selling
money
job.
for
I had
throwing an
to
airplane?
talk about it and throw it at the same time, and you do it 12 hours a day, 2 months, 7 days a week.
In Maine.
And you have to, in Maine, okay, and I had to act like I was having the most fun I've ever had in my life. Like, isn't this toy the best thing you've ever seen?
Did you ever
You know?
say to yourself,
Why didn't you just think about the $16,000?
How-
Well,
well, because writers are supposed to be impoverished, and singers, we're supposed to be like, living
well, when
on
you were
somebody's
selling
apartment
these
floor.
airplanes, did you ever say to yourself, these guys are buying airplanes, it's going to be in their closet for the next 3 years and I'm weak?
Well, it was an impulse item, an
Yeah.
impulse Christmas item, very, very inexpensive, and.
Well, that's a great job.
Expensive,
It's a
but
great
yeah.
If
job.
somebody's going to do it as much as I did, there must be, something.
So
a
maybe
little
you
bit
could
wrong
do
with
that full time, go to different malls.
it. No, I don't think so.
Actually, I had an acting job once demonstrating computers.
Did you?
Paid very well.
What was the
also.
company?
I'll go into the sum.
It was shopping center.
Apple
Network.
Computer. In fact, these pants.
Yeah.
These red pants, you see they're red? They're red because I got them.
Apple
they,
Red.
they were paid for
Excuse
by
me,
Apple
excuse
Computer.
me, Alan, you're the co-host, you're not the guest. So if we
Sorry.
can please continue with
No,
without
I was,
seeing
I,
you.
I was
Conversation
interested.
here.
You were interested?
I wasn't.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't interested. I've heard the story. Of course, you haven't heard the story, but
Okay.
I don't care anymore. So, Oscar, do you have, when you're not singing, is there something that you do?
Yeah, I work at the Miami Herald.
Oh, you know? Oh, you do, really?
Yeah.
Wonderful paper. How come we're not in their TV guide?
I don't know. That's not my section.
Let me. I want to show you this. Does this mean anything to you?
Yeah, I designed that.
Okay.
But it wasn't for the
knew.
Miami Herald.
It wasn't. Let
It
me
was
show
for
you this
my
real quick.
previous job.
This is what Oscar always does as well as print. What is this called? Layout, printing design. Or
Design,
something?
graphic design.
This was for the radio station WLRN, of course.
You did that?
Yeah.
That's the Friends of LRN is one of the sponsors of New Traditions,
Very
this
nice.
program.
Hmm.
So you are talented, obviously,
Hmm.
beyond your singing
Right.
and guitar playing. Great, thanks. Well, that's very nice of you. So how about, you want to hear another song, or you have
I was
something
going to
more?
say, since you brought up WLRN, we could get back to that WDNA article that we promised that we would mention, but we could have a song first. And then
I'd like to hear a song rather than
All
hearing
right.
you talk on and on and on.
Well, how much time do we have?
I
Oh,
don't know.
plenty. Go ahead. You guys play all you want.
This next one is called, what's this called? Flores. Why don't you introduce it? Say what
Okay,
it's about.
Flores para los Muertos means flowers for the dead. And it's taken from a Tennessee Williams play. A character had a very small role, and I created a life for her, and just...
What's the name of the play?
Oh, the name of the play is A Streetcar Named Desire, very obscure play.
get this straight. See, I asked the question.
Queen.
Yes, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Anyways, as I was saying, thank
That's
you
a
for
good
helping.
blank.
Thank you for helping asking me what the name of the play was. But I'm the co.
You want to hear my
guest.
Stanley? Oh, big clumsy fingers.
Okay.
I'll just sit here and be quiet, Alan. Excuse
So anyways, this...
Oh.
Oh,
I
God,
like
look at
that.
this.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Gumby took a dive. Oh, that's Mr. Bill. Okay. This is
All
called
right, all
Flores
right, all
para
right.
los Muertos, Flowers for the Dead.
Good consider Dundee.
Again she walks through the quarter of specters, nights lit with neon that she'll never see. With a basket of flowers she passes verandas that echo a chorus she sings endlessly. Flores para los muertos. Flores para los muertos. She sings at the noises of lovers and drunkards. She offers her flowers to those who will hear. She winds her way through the streets of New Orleans, the stinging of smoke, the stench of old beer. Flores para los muertos. Flores para los muertos. The morning light's bodies entangled and sweating, and broken glass clutters the doorways of drink. A tiny apartment, a blind girl is sleeping and dreaming in colors, bright yellow and pink. Flores para los muertos. Flores para los muertos. Flores
very good.
Bailen todos.
Baile, canta!
I had trouble understanding that chorus. You guys got to work on your diction a little bit. It sounded-
You two do harmonize very well. You've worked together a lot.
Yeah, like 2 days before we came here, and then
Whenever we find we're going to do something, we rehearse for 2
Did
days.
it just click? I mean, when you started singing together, did you hear that harmonizing, that kind of?
yeah,
Well, first
I was
off,
I was on the
yeah.
verge of tears. I was.
Get out your hankies. But first, Oscar had a band that he was in the studio with for a long time. He had another band that was pretty popular, but then he formed another band that never got out. They recorded in the studio for a long time, and we would kind of go over his songs a little bit, you know. And I liked singing his songs, and finally one day he said, you harmonize pretty good, you know. It's kind of fun, and I'm sick of working with bands. They're always late, and it's too much to get them together. Let's try doing it this way.
Is this some sort of trend? I know off the top of my head, I don't know if our audience knows it, but the Indigo Girls and Sweethearts of the Rodeo,
Yeah.
although they're women, it's just duos, and they focus on the harmonizing and the acoustic guitar. Is this just something you fell into, or are you trying to capture a trend, or has work come easier to you since you're just a duo and not the band?
No, it's just this is more practical.
Yeah, I think we noticed a trend after not the trend followed us, but we.
Tracy Chapman heard us, remember?
Yeah, and then she became popular. She heard our stuff. She was a heavy metal artist, Tracy Chapman first.
We wrote fast cars.
Yeah. Little known fact.
It's just like those big artists to leave these unknowns in their wake.
That's true.
it's-
And she still owes us money. She
It's
doesn't-
nice too. Also, I was talking about Elvis Presley doing a tribute, and the WDNA psychic saying that perhaps you could get him on the show. Elvis took Big Mama Thornton's, Hound Dog, the Hound Dog song, Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, and plenty of white groups took black blues artist songs. So it's nice to
so
know that
many.
there's black artists now stealing stuff from
us.
poor white people.
From us,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm glad that's nice.
It's funny
It's a reverse
listening to
in
all
jazz.
the like English bands in the '60s doing the blues. You know, like I found it kind of comical. A lot of people thought it was really authentic and cool. You know, but it just doesn't quite come off, I think.
Okay. We're speaking with Without Seymour. Oscar and Steve make
It's on
up
the
band.
TV there. You don't have to say that.
Well, I'm saying it for my
For
sake.
the sight
But I
impact.
should also
Follow
say
the
Without
bouncing
Seymour-
ball. STEV.
Without Seymour is from South Florida, right? Oh, you both live here, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and
right.
this is New Traditions, the program where we feature culture and new traditions from our area, from this area. New Traditions, South Florida, and you're from this area. We only have a few minutes left in the show, Alan. Do you want to get this off your chest so you won't bother with it anymore?
Or we could leave it till the next show, 2 minutes from now.
We could, well, let me
Of course,
thank
it's
our
going to be
guests for
really old
coming.
news by the time it gets. I mean, it's already fairly old news by the.
Well,
even
do
though
you-
it's hot now, by the time this is aired.
I personally think it's not even worth mentioning, but if it means that much to you.
It really. You better placate me, Mr. Stock, after
All right.
kicking
well,
me off the last
Before we do
show.
that, Alan, I'll let you do this for the last few minutes of the show, and then hopefully our listeners
Well,
will
they can do another
stay
song.
with
We'll
us.
talk about it next show.
We only
We'll
have
talk
3
about it
minutes.
next
Do you have a minute song, a 2-minute long song?
show. How much?
We could do Twain.
Okay.
Twain. Okay, here's
Is that
here's
quick?
Without Seymour.
Yeah. This one Steve wrote. It's called Mark Twain, right? Or just Twain?
Just Twain.
Okay.
Did you fall in love with the river? Did it whisper its truth as you did for me? Did you ever feel more alive? The nights when that river was too black to see, still you knew secrets black water could tell. I wish I knew you as well. Still you knew secrets black water could tell. I wish I knew you as well. Oh, Twain, the thread of your life touches mine, stitched in the curtains of time. But the curtains are closed and they won't let me through to reach on back a picture of you on a postcard, stuck between pages still warm from your pen. One night I swear I saw you move. Funny how some things just happen, ain't it? Funny how awkward a moment can be. Funny the way you move me. Funny how awkward a moment can be. Funny the way you move me. writing letters from the earth to find you in places you'd lost your belief in. Hey Samuel, some things are eternal, like paddle boats and rivers and Huckleberry Finn. Hey, maybe we'll meet on that river.
Maybe we'll meet on that
Maybe we'll meet on that river. Maybe we'll meet on that river. Maybe we'll meet on that river. Oh, Twain, the thread of your tongue touches mine, stitched in the curtains of time. The curtains are closed and they won't let me through to reach on back.
Ooh, I messed up.
Oh, good, because we're out of time. That's it.
But that's
Thank you
it.
very much. Tune in next week.
Making us cut
I'm
this
sorry.
short.
Tell them when we're on, Mr.
But
Stout.
that's Seymore. Tune in every week at this time. Thanks for tuning in. See you next
Or
week.
Monday or Tuesday or Thursday night.
But that's Seymore.
Are we still on? Monday at 10:30, Tuesday at 2:30, and these are both in the morning or afternoon, and Thursday night at 10. Yeah? Oh. Yeah. I'm getting a request to play the Jaws harp. Can't refuse. Stay tuned next week for the Talk About WDNA's article here.
And the folk pygmies.
This is going to be good. And the folk pygmies. And who else?
That's it.
That's it.
Shut up.
And shut up. I don't know.